And then in verse 24, again, we have the word gar in the Greek, for, which means whenever you see the word for at the beginning of a verse, the for is answering to the previous statements. Christ entered not into the holy places made with hands, but which are copies of the true things, right? He didn't go down to the earthly tabernacle and say, okay, I need to go into the earthly holy of holies and present myself. No, he died outside the gate. He died on a cross, and therefore he was laid bare before God. And in essence, when he ascended into heaven, that's when he presented his blood before the heavenly altar, before the heavenly holy of holies, and God took that blood, as it were, and poured it out at the between the wings of the cherubim at the heavenly level, and thus the heavenly books were satisfied at that level. Verse 25, he didn't do that to offer himself repeatedly like the high priest. Here's our contrast between the earthly. Just like the high priest enters to the holy places every year. Of course, this is Yom Kippur language, because when he says every year, he's talking about the Yom Kippur ceremony that happened once a year, with blood not his own, right? The priests here on earth couldn't bring atonement at a corporate level with their own blood. Rather, they did it with the blood of animals, which was representative of the people. And the priest himself was a representative of the people, but the people couldn't bring their own blood. They were bringing the representative blood, the blood of the animals. If they brought their own blood, well then, number one, they're not sinless. And number two, God wasn't requiring human sacrifice in that regards. He was requiring the blood of animals. That was what he had. He was requiring the representative. God isn't asking us to die for our own sins, is what I'm trying to say. God is asking us to confess our sins and to surrender to Yeshua and allow Yeshua's blood to apply to our lives. If you take your own life, you're not going to pay for your own sins. You're not sinless. It requires a sinless sacrifice, which is, of course, why the animals had to be without blemish. That was the representative picture that was being painted. So we can understand that.